guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subscribed, and if you're not, hit the button. If you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting the light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. I can't even I can't even lie. It has been an exhausting several few days in my life, and I just really haven't had a chance to get around to recording and talking about some things that I have been seeing and I have been listening to, but I'm going to get back into it. I have a plethora of things on my list, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I'm not even going to spend too much time on it, but I actually got inspired to talk about this because of a podcast that I was listening to from True Tea. Now, I'm going to link the full podcast video in the description. If you have not checked it out, if you have not listened to it, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can do so. But it was just hilarious to me because, one, I was thinking about it and I'm like, because I've talked about the trash bag guys that Carlos King has brought to this Love and Marriage Huntsville platform that really never deserved an opportunity to be shown to the world. And I just really, and when I say the world, I'm definitely using that term loosely because the world is not watching that show, okay? Even though we know Carlos King, he has gotten a big ego, in my personal opinion, from having that be one of the first reality shows that he has produced on his own and put out there, that he had the number one show on the own network until he started calling himself the king of reality TV, because I guess it's supposed to be a play on words since his last name is King. But that's not a flex, and I've talked about that before. But anyway, the guys, the quote-unquote husbands that he has presented to those who have watched the show are a joke. So when True Tea was talking about some things, it just came to me because I've heard things before. I've never delved deep into the backgrounds of these people. Don't care to do so. But just from the knowledge that I do have, it really is ridiculous when you think about it that Carlos King has presented these males that are, and one of them was, because he is no longer a husband, to the platform to be on this show. Okay, we had Martel, Ariane's baby wife, Holt, who, if it was not for the woman that he was married to, never would have gotten to the place that he was, which was in real estate development and property preservation, right? Because prior to him getting with his ex-wife, he had a criminal mind. He was allegedly out there stealing ATM machines, getting his truck, putting a chain around it, connecting it to the to the truck, and trying to drag it away, and got busted. Now, I don't know if that's how he tried to do it, but that's just me, trying to think of ways that he was going to try to do it. I was actually thinking about, what was the movie? It was, I can't even remember it at the moment as I'm recording this, but it was a movie that Anthony Anderson was in, and he wasn't like a main character, but it was him and somebody else that they had stolen an ATM machine. They had stolen an ATM machine, and they were trying like hell to try to get this ATM machine open because they actually did steal it, but they could never get it open. So they never were able to get access. They were never able to get access to the cash that was in it. Oh my God. And that just came to me as I was speaking about it. So that's actually why I said that he connected a chain to his pickup truck and tried to drag it away. And he couldn't even get that far with it. But anyway, like I said, that's allegedly, I don't know, but he does have a mugshot, but he wants to brag about, oh, he's never been behind those bars. Now, we know because of what he was threatening to do to Melody with the Revenge P, he wound up seeing himself behind those bars that he claimed to have never been behind before. But we know he had been behind them before because allegedly he had his record expunged, and the charge that he had, the sentence was sort of suspended. And so, no, you actually did do what you did allegedly, and you did have yourself behind those bars, and you do have the mugshot that's going around where at the time he did have hair. That was before he started shaving the head completely because the hairline was receding. But anyway, a clown that Carlos King had allowed to be presented to those who were watching Love and Marriage Huntsville definitely does not deserve a platform. Then, okay, you've got Marsau. And Marsau Mushmouth Scott, who was working in a movie theater. Like, seriously, he was working in a movie theater. I don't care if he was the manager of the movie theater or if he was at the stand selling people the tickets to see the shows that they wanted to see, or if he was behind the counter selling popcorn and soda. He was working at a movie theater, but now he's so allegedly successful in commercial real estate and real estate development. And it's like, from what we know that they don't bring to the show, there's so many lawsuits that they're going through, and it really doesn't seem like they're, meaning him and his wife, but I'm mainly focusing on the males, they are that competent in what they claim to be so successful in doing. And it had been reported that he got into that because of the Holts. And we're going to say mainly Melody, because we know that if the male Holt, which we know Melody is no longer a Holt, but she used to be. So if the male Holt was so successful in real estate development before, he would not be going through the things that he's going through right now. And one of them allegedly is a lawsuit for fraud, where he took a couple's money because they hired him foolishly to build an addition to their home. And then he went and filed bankruptcy and didn't complete the job and took the money and used it for whatever he wanted to use it for. You know, a few of those bucks he may have taken Ariane to McDonald's, but the rest of it, you know, $60,000, $70,000, we don't know what he did with it. And so he probably used that to invest in that failed wine launch. But very, very just questionable that now that he and Letitia are having the opportunity to be on the show, you're coming to the public to showcase like you've got this really successful commercial real estate business. And yeah, we know that they have the Black Cigar Lounge and the other things that they were apparently building, but really, is it them doing it, or is it other people that have been connected to them that have helped them to do the things that they have done? And I just feel that they have presented themselves to be more than what they really were, because we know that a lot of people, they get on these reality TV shows to try to act like they're more than what they are. So it's unreal. And so then finally you've got Maurice, the man who's got so much time, it seems like, to be going around YouTube, leaving comments in content creators' comment sections and watching people's content to skim and scan it to make sure that nobody's saying anything that he can try to file a lawsuit against for defamation. And it's just like, what real attorney has time to do that? And even if they are so wanting to make sure that their name stays squeaky clean, what attorney is actually doing that themselves, except for the ones who claim to be so successful as attorneys that they're on YouTube doing 3, 4, 5, 6 hour lives, okay, getting super chats and cash apps sent to them, like the lead attorney. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying. But we know and we've heard videos of Kimmy, and even it was talked about on one of the reunions, I think, but not on the show itself. Even, well, actually, Kimmy did mention on the show when she was getting her head shaved or cut. She didn't get it shaved, but she got her hair cut when she was about to be going through the breast cancer treatments. And she talked about Maurice being a barber. But again, he was a barber. So now to just try to showcase him as this successful, distinguished attorney, okay, yeah, he may have went to law school and graduated and even gotten his law license, possibly. But in actuality, what are you really doing? Because we don't see that on the show. Even if he just became an attorney to run a credit repair business, we don't even really see him doing that. And I don't know. It could be, well, the customers and the clients that he has does not want to sign a release so they can show themselves being on the show or whatever. But you don't have to show them. You could show the back of the heads of people. Like, people wouldn't know. It could be where, however they are disfiguring the image of the person. I mean, we see that all the time on other reality shows when people don't sign the release to be on the show. It's like we hear the person speaking and they may even do something with the voice, but the actual image is distorted. Shoot, they did it on cops back in the day. Like, they can't do that now. Like, we don't see him really doing anything where it was regarding his law license, but we knew that he was a barber. So be on there cutting hair. But again, you come to the world of reality TV and you want to showcase yourself as being more than it seems like you really are. And so to me, it just seems like the males that Carlos King has presented to be on the show are just a bunch of clowns who felt like, oh, well, we're going to be on TV, so we've got to show ourselves to be more than what we really are. When the truth is being revealed, and even what they showcase and have showcased, because we know Martel and Melody are no longer together, thank you, Jesus, they don't present themselves well as even being husbands. So the phrase love and marriage is like a play on married with children. And I talked about that even before as well, that if you remember, if you ever watched the show Married with Children, they were unhappily married, couldn't stand each other. And I mean, I used to watch the show back in the day and laugh. I thought it was funny. But in real life, stuff like that isn't funny. So it's not a joke to me, and it's not comical to see the marriages that are presented on this show. So it's not loving. It's not love, in my personal opinion. Love is an action word, and just the way that they really show themselves, it doesn't, to me, come across as love. You're just married, and then you're trying to just show a facade because you're on television to make it seem like you're more than you are. And I was, like I said, inspired to talk about this because it just came to me when I heard True T talking about some of the guys, and I'm like, you know what? That's so true. And when I recently talked about the Black Cigar Lounge being allegedly closed, I don't know. I really don't care. And I never talked about it to bash anyone's business. But I know that a lot of businesses out here are struggling right now, especially in the industry that lounge is in. And it's not always because of a lack of business opportunity, but sometimes it's a lack of the staffing. And we never see them working there. And when Marsau and Letitia, and they're like, oh, we're going out for date night, and they're going to their business to go and sit at the bar for a date, and there's nobody in there, then what are we really doing? You know? So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that quickly. You can let me know yours in the comment section below. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.